And I think this is important for all of us to kind of keep in mind, because the world is running crazy right now. But in her lifetime, she followed a wagon from the community of Ding Dong in Bell County, Texas, to Retrop Indian Territory at the age of 6. And following the wagon's the important part. You did not ride in a wagon. If there was room for you, there was room for stuff. They filled that wagon with stuff. You walked. We still have those little button shoes that are about that big. She made that trip with. So this one is for my grandmother. Back when we were just youngins, my grandmother would thrill us kids with her tales of cowboys and Indians, or sometimes pirates, or maybe unicorns, or wizards, or whales. And oh, how we'd sit and we'd listen, as her words just carried us away to the places and times they created. For hours we'd be held in her sway. And one of our favorite stories was of this little old homesteader girl and a gift that she was given worth more than diamonds or pearls. And she lived with her mom and daddy, baby brother, sisters too, on a hard scrabble little homestead. The year was 1902. Now she is too small to help with the farming, so she gardened, helped wash the clothes, and watched after her baby brother while the others were hoeing the rows. Now one day as she hung out the laundry, this young cowboy rode right up the lane, and he was sitting astride a fine sorrel colt, sporting a white tail and mane. Well, he asked could he water his pony, so she let him run back to the tanks. And when he stepped back up in the stirrup, well, he tossed her a nickel for thanks. Now, folks, a nickel to her was a fortune. But it's one that she never would spend, because she see that cowboy and pony, well, they'd captured her heart. She knew it would always remind her of them. Now, as grandmother would tell that story, that cowboy rode back every spring, and he took that young girl to be his true bride. The summer she turned 17. You know, years later we tried to convince her to publish the stories she told. She said no. They were gifts for us grandkids. Probably too silly, too old. But you know, we found dozens of handwritten journals locked in an old cedar chest after we'd closed up grandmother's house when we had to lay her to rest. And in the back of one leather-bound journal, chock full of the stories she wrote, we found a picture of Granddad sitting astride a fine sorrel colt. And there, wrapped in a little girl's kerchief, white cotton embroidered in blue, was a shiny Liberty nickel dated 1902. That's from my grandmother.